Hi, I'm Fannya, a final year computer science student from Indonesia. In this video, I am going to be talking about some of the differences in cultures between Northern Ireland and Indonesia that I've observed over the course of 3 years during my stay here in Belfast. The first thing that I've noticed is in Indonesia, when we are trying to call a lecturer, we oftentimes use a courtesy titles every time we are trying to call or address them. So we use Mr., Miss, Mrs., Ma'am, and Sir when we are trying to address our teacher and lecturers. Here in Northern Ireland, normally we are allowed to just call them by their first names. It was a bit weird for me at the start trying to call the lecturers by their first name, but it actually makes me feel closer to the lecturers and teachers. The second thing that I've noticed is how in every house and every building here there is a heater, whereas in Indonesia, mostly on every house there will be an air conditioner or a fan because it is hot all year round and we simply do not need heater. And in Indonesia we need air conditioner because of the difference in the weather. Another thing that I was fascinated by Northern Ireland or the UK in general, the power outlets here has a switch on them, so whenever you plugged in one of your electronic devices, you'll have to switch on the power switch as well so that the electricity can move towards your electronic devices, whereas in Indonesia oftentimes we don't have the power outlet switch, and whenever you plugged in your electronic devices, the electricity will just flow towards your electronic device. There were times where I was charging my phone and I waited, but apparently it's not charging because I forgot to turn on the power outlet switch. I've learned my lesson and I always checked that the power outlet switch is turned on whenever I'm using it now. The next thing for me was a big change, which is the weather. Back at home, we only have 2 seasons, rain and dry season, whereas here in UK, there's 4 seasons. And the weather here is very unpredictable in a way where you can experience those 4 seasons in one day. And the weather here can change drastically in just 1 hour. And the last difference that I would like to mention is the shop's opening hours. So oftentimes in Indonesia, the shops they're open at about 9-10 a.m. and it closes 9-10 p.m. Here in Belfast or Northern Ireland, the shops close fairly early at around 5 or 6 p.m. So those are some of the differences between Northern Ireland and Indonesia that I've observed throughout the past 3 years that I've lived here. I really hope that this video is informative to everyone, and thanks for watching. Bye!